So there is one topic of conversation in Packerland where I say there's a good amount of disagreement, and I will show you according to this poll I put out on my YouTube channel. And this has to do with what the Packers should now do with Jordan Love now that Aaron Rodgers is back, has signed his new contract, and will be back most likely for the next few seasons. So I put out here on my community section on Twitter, and I said, should the Packers trade Jordan Love? And this was 7 hours ago. We have 1,900 votes. 71% of you guys say the Packers should trade Jordan Love, with only 29% saying the Packers should not trade Jordan Love. And honestly, I was a little shocked with this result on the poll. I thought it would be more like 50-50, because I know there is the side of people who are like, trade Jordan Love, get what you can get. We need to win now. We need to get another draft pick. And then I understand the other side as well. And so I want to go through the comments under this section. I'm not going to go through all of them. There were 43 comments under this poll, but I want to go through a few different ones from both sides and sort of give my thoughts. And then please give your thoughts in the comments down below as well, as always. So first off here, answering the question, should the Packers trade Jordan Love? Randy says 100% yes. A-Rod signed for 3 more years. Love is not the answer based on what we have seen. He's not going to want to sit 3 more years. Trade him. So Randy thinks we should trade Jordan Love because of Aaron Rodgers' new contract. And the thing is, with this contract, yes, he did sign for the next, 4 years, basically. The thing is, though, we don't exactly know what could happen. It seems like he will probably stay at least 2 or 3 years, but we never know what could happen. We never know what the future holds. We don't know if, let's say, after a season, Rodgers decides to retire. I don't think that's necessarily out of the equation. I think it's less likely, but it's definitely not necessarily out of the equation. So I personally think the Packers should hold on to Love, because we don't know what the future holds with Rodgers, and it's better to have a quarterback and not need him than to lose Rodgers and have no backup plan whatsoever. So then we have Corey B here saying, I think you hold on to him. He's been in our system for 2 years. Now, God forbid something happened to Aaron Rodgers. You have a reliable backup, hopefully. So that is a very good point. If Rodgers were to go down with an injury, we've seen him get injured in the past. He is usually, I'd say, a relatively healthy player. If Rodgers goes down, to have a guy in Jordan Love, who I think is very talented, he's very athletic, he's very mobile as well, he's got a strong arm. To have a guy who has been in the system for 2 straight years, has been able to learn under Aaron Rodgers, to have a guy like that who, if Rodgers goes down, to have the ability to rely on him, I think it's definitely smart. Of course, we have Kurt Benkert as well, who I think is a solid quarterback, so there's that as well. Then we have Larry says, trade Aaron Rodgers instead. I say I don't want to trade Aaron Rodgers. I'm glad we did not trade Aaron Rodgers. Then we got Joe said, I think we should. Benkert is a better option at backup. So Joe thinks Kurt Benkert is better than Jordan Love. I think time will tell there. Who knows? I don't know what the answer is to that question. I think we saw just how talented Jordan Love was. If you watch his highlights back in college, he is an insane athlete. Then we got the Don here. Says, I'm sorry, Jordan, but you are trash, son. I hope we don't keep him. That was such a waste of a first-round draft pick. And I feel like with Jordan Love, I've said this in the past whenever we've talked about Jordan Love in the past, I still think it's too early to know what Jordan Love's future holds. He's only played in a couple games. He didn't look necessarily amazing. But Brett Favre in his first year with the Falcons, I think he threw 4 passes and threw 2 interceptions. So if people were around back then when the Packers traded for Brett Favre, most people would have said, what the heck are you doing? What is going on here? And then most of those people would have been wrong. So I think to judge Jordan Love off of a game and a half, 2 games, it's way too early to draft Jordan Love. And I still think he's an insane athlete. He's still coming into his 3rd year now, and I think we don't know what the future holds. Maybe he ends up being a terrible quarterback. It's possible, but maybe he ends up being a great quarterback. I think it's way too early to tell. Then we got Corey saying, people baffling me on this poll. He's been in the system 2 years. He knows the playbook. The one game he started was on the road against the Chiefs, and he kept it within 6, and Crosby missed 2 field goals. He costs next to nothing, and you need a backup if Aaron gets hurt. I agree with you, Corey. I'm on the side. Let's not trade Jordan Love. I had thought about in the past, okay, would it make sense to trade, let's say, for a second-round pick? But I think when you look at the Packers with their QB situation, when you look at teams that don't have a QB, like the Panthers, I think it's better to have a guy that if something happened, if Rodgers decides to retire after a season, if he gets injured and goes down for a long period of time, if he, anything else that could happen, it's better to have a quarterback than to just have no plan. I think the Packers keeping Jordan Love is smart, because if not, I don't exactly know what will happen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Then we have Steven here saying, I think the Packers need to realize they made a mistake in drafting Jordan Love in the first round in 2020 and start making plans to trade him for any draft capital they can get. This is not a knock on Love himself. Sure, he can help himself out more, but his value won't improve the more the Packers waste him by sitting on the bench seemingly forever. Rodgers is committed to playing at least 3 more years, I believe all 4 of his extensions, so add everything up, and it leads to Love needing to restart his career with another NFL team. honestly, the Packers will look more foolish the more they don't do anything with Love. I think the thing is with Jordan Love, I feel like right now he's at the lowest he could possibly be when it comes to his potential trade value. Yes, maybe if he comes in the preseason and looks bad, his trade value could go lower. But I feel like right now he's pretty low when it comes to his overall value just from his play last year. It wasn't amazing. And I really think that the Packers could get more if they allow him to stay a little longer, play in some preseason games, get people excited a little bit. I still think that right now it's just not the best time to trade Jordan Love. Maybe the Packers shock me and trade him, but I just don't see that being the case. Then we have a couple more here before I finish off this video. We have Matthew saying, no doubt, I fully believe he's the reason we didn't make Super Bowl runs the last 2 years. That pick alone ruined something in the locker room. If you get him off the team and get that distraction out of the locker room, I think it's a win. Could have had a first-round pick playing in those championship games instead of him sitting on the bench. So I think when we look at this, clearly, let's say, with the way that Aaron Rodgers has played, with him playing at MVP level the past 2 years, I think the Jordan Love pick maybe doesn't look quite as good just because Aaron Rodgers has played at an insanely high level. At the time, though, I think it was a smart move by the Packers to potentially, prepare for the future in case anything does go south. Gutekunst said maybe he didn't communicate with Rodgers exactly as he should have. And I understand, we could have picked someone else who could have produced. But I think when you look at quarterbacks, just like Aaron Rodgers, we drafted him, sat a few years behind Brett Favre. I think it's smart for the Packers to prepare for the future like that. Then to finish it off here, we have Joelle. He says he's shown absolutely nothing. What would you really get out of a trade beyond cutting your losses? That's sort of what I was talking about earlier. I feel like it's better if the Packers were wanting to trade him, wait a little longer, wait till he has some more time to show what he has in a preseason game, get his trade value up if they were going to trade him. But overall, I say we keep Jordan Love for the time being, at least for this next season. See what happens in the future with Aaron Rodgers because we don't exactly know. Even though it seems like he should be here for the next few years, you never know what could happen. I feel like these days in the NFL, nothing is off the table. So I think it's smarter to have a guy and to have the potential to have a guy like Jordan Love who is insanely talented, a great athlete. He may need some more time to develop. It may take a little more time to just have everything sort of click for him. But I think it's better to have him on this roster than to, not have him on this roster going into the future. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, if you haven't followed me on social media, here you go right there. And if you enjoyed this kind of video, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time.